We all spend time on social media and we often see the same thing rehashed and redone over and over and over again. It's really tired. And then people copy people. They just copy, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Quite often I think of that line from Fight Club.
Sticking feathers up your butt does not make you a chicken.
I think it's just such a great line. It says a lot more to it the more you dig into it, so let's do that. So the first thing I want to say is let's unpack this, right? And just saying that is a first example of something that happens. Like for some reason, all of a sudden now everybody's saying, let's unpack that. And it was a great line. I think it's awesome. But why do we have to copy everybody? Why are we taking on other people's things and claiming it, or at least expressing it as if it's our own? Like, what happens there? It doesn't really make too much sense. So point of this video is to have you come out with some idea of how to take something that you do like, let's say unpacking something, right? So instead of saying unpacking it, you take the same thing and you kind of change it and make it your own. So for this example, I'll say, let's dissect this. So before we actually can do that, we can take something, fully understand it, and then change it a little bit. This is where the fake it till you make it comes in. I do appreciate this, and I think it's something that's really powerful that people should do. It's a lot more useful when it comes to behavior than it is what you do, but it is relevant. So the key for me and the things that the people that I know that do this really, really well is they fake it, they copy, but they don't share that. They take it and they learn from it and realize what was going on, how they did that, and then they can make it their own. And that's the key thing. It's all about making it your own. But this idea of just instantly being able to do that, I think that's an oversight when it can be a little more complicated than that. So I think it's important to fake it till you make it and do and copy everything exactly, but just don't share that. And on the topic of copying, everything is a copy of a copy of a copy, everything with this TikTok mentality where just people just do the same thing. I think it's the most boring thing to see a copy of somebody else's thing that they did, that they copied, and so on. Each copy of a copy degrades the quality, and it's just not exciting. It's very, very boring to me. But you can do cooler things, like let's say I were to do like a jump and then outfit change. It's been done thousands and thousands of times. But what if I were to take something that I know my skills, maybe I'll do some kind of effect onto it, and then it'll just be that much better. So it'd be like, no, I'm not saying reinvent the wheel. It's kind of a ridiculous thing to do this. It's important to realize that there are things that are worth changing and evolving, and then other things that are just useless to put effort into. The wheel is fine. You don't have to change it. So when you think of upgrading this, it should be a worthwhile endeavor. So what I feel is always worth it is some kind of a tweak. I think that there should always be a goal of some sort of fingerprint of yours. Now let's just say, keep the wheel for example, let's try to make a new rim or a new measurement, but you don't have to change the whole entire format. You don't have to try to make a swirly square wheel that works. It's important to recognize what things are already done and have a lot of bang for their buck, and lean into that. Use other people's successes for your own. And you can stand on the shoulder of giants and get to where you want to be without being a nuisance and leeching off of them. You have the respect for them by standing on your own 2 feet on top of their shoulders. And actually, maybe if you can, claim out if it's necessary where you're standing, whose shoulders you're on. So how do you implement more originality to everything you do? So it's a matter of understanding who you are, knowing that the difference between you and everybody else is you. So you want to really, really lean into that. And it's simple, but also difficult, at least finding out who you are and everything. But, with enough practice, you kind of understand at least your taste and what you're capable of, what you know, all of these things. But a really, really great way to think about it is think about that game Mario Kart, right? If you're playing as Bowser, you want to really, really lean into the fact that he's very, very fast, but he doesn't have a great start. It's a very slow start, and he's really awesome on like longer, more open roads, whereas Toad is much more nimble, but has no top speed. And if you're playing as Toad, but you're trying to race like Bowser, you're gonna fail. That's the thing, is you can't be like anybody else and do that. Nobody loves a copy. It's like, you can try to vlog like Casey Neistat, but there's only one Casey Neistat. You can try to build an empire like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, or Steve Jobs or whatever. But you can't do things like they did it because they're different people. And that's the thing, is you might have your own empire of sorts, and you want to lean into your strengths and play Toad as Toad, not as Bowser. So in summary, how would we go about making something original? Let me give you like a map to how to do this. So the first thing you want to do is you find this source of inspiration, the thing that you're like, oh, that's so amazing, I wish I could do that, so on. And then you try to copy it exactly as close as you can with the tools that you have. Don't worry about getting new tools, just see what you can do with your tools, but don't share that. Do not share that. You'll absolutely learn something from this. And once you go back and then you think about like, what kind of things would you do differently? Could you change something very unique that's very, very much in your wheelhouse? So for me, I used graphics, but you could use, are you traveling a lot? Would you change the background? Could you add more people? If you have a lot of people in your life, all of a sudden there's like all of a bunch of people came into the frame. Whatever the technique is, change it up and make it more of your own. Then when you are done, make a big deal out of it and share the fact that you're just trying something new. Also people they don't really care that much most of the time, but they do appreciate authenticity, and they appreciate the fact that people are trying something new and original. And then lastly, don't fall victim to the obsession over the love of anything. You did this for your own growth, not for comments and likes. And same with the hate. People are gonna be like, that sucks, whatever. And that can't help you either. So you have to be neutral to both feedback, positive and negative, and recognize that you're doing this to grow and be better. Because if you do that, you're going to get the actual love and the praise and everything by being actually better. But doing something for something or letting that affect you, it's not going to help you in the end. It'll discourage you, all that stuff. You're going to feel deflated. It's a zero-sum game. So I hope this helps you, and yeah, let me know how you guys go about being more original. And that shirt that I was wearing, check that out. That's my own design. And till next time, cheers.